If you've ever wondered, why does it feel like I'm back at square one? This one's for you. You didn't mess up. You're just feeling. A thing you're calling a setback is not a failure. It's part of the path. In fact, it is the path. Because healing, real, deep, lasting healing, isn't linear. It doesn't move in perfect lines or neat little milestones. Sometimes it's more like spirals or zigzags, or 2 steps forward and 1 painful leap back. In this video, we're going to talk about why setbacks feel so discouraging, and why they're actually signs that you're doing the work. We'll break down how the body tricks you into believing you failed, why stillness can feel like suffocation, and what it actually means when your old pain comes back. We'll talk about why healing hurts and why that doesn't mean you're broken. We grow up thinking healing should look like a ladder. When you climb it, step by step, until you're better. But healing isn't a ladder, it's a spiral staircase. You move around, or you revisit the same wounds, but each time you're seeing them from a new angle, with more awareness, more strength, and more clarity. Still hurts though, right? Let's say you're someone who's been working on anxiety. You've been feeling better, sleeping more, breathing deeper. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, boom, you have a panic attack in the middle of the grocery store. Your brain's first thought, I failed. I'm back where I started. But here's the truth. You're not back at the beginning. You're just in a moment. A moment doesn't erase progress. A storm doesn't cancel the season. The panic attack might be the body's way of letting go of something you've been carrying for years. Or maybe it's showing you where you still need gentleness. Either way, it's not a failure, it's feedback. If we can learn to listen to the feedback instead of judging it, we're starting healing with ourselves, not against ourselves. Stillness is really hard when you've been in survival mode your whole life. You finally get to a place where the chaos quiets down, and instead of peace, you feel restless, uncomfortable, maybe even anxious again. Why? Because the nervous system isn't used to calm, it's used to bracing. And when things slow down, all of the stuff you outran finally catches up. Think of it like this, leave them shrinking with a backpack full of bricks. When you stop running, you start feeling the weight. That doesn't mean you're regressing, it means the body is finally safe enough to process. It's not dysfunction, it's timing. Let's talk about the shame spiral. It feels like this. You feel triggered, you think, I should be over this by now. You feel ashamed for still hurting, and shame adds more pressure. Now you're not just hurting, you're disappointed in yourself. Sound familiar? This is where we need to interrupt the cycle. Because the truth is, pain resurfacing doesn't mean you did something wrong. It means something in you is ready to be felt at a deeper level. Stop starting over, you're starting again, and that's different. Starting over says, none of that counted. Starting again says, everything you've done has led you here. Let's keep going. Let me tell you a story. There's a woman named Bray. She started therapy after a breakup. She spent a year working on her self-worth. She got good at setting boundaries and saying no and honoring her needs. Then one day, she ran into her ex at a coffee shop, and every single wound flared back up. All the confidence disappeared. All the peace went out the window. She cried in her car thinking, what's wrong with me? I thought I healed. But here's what the therapist told her. You did heal. You just hit a deeper layer. And now you're strong enough to feel this. That moment didn't erase Ray's progress. It revealed her capacity. That's how healing works. It's not a clean line. It's a deepening spiral. And spirals, they revisit the same center, but from new levels of depth. Let's look at why we think healing should be quick and linear in the first place. Part of it is how we were wired. Our brains crave certainty, patterns, progress we can track. We want cause and effect. We want input and output. We want results. So when we cry over something we thought we were done with, our mind panics. It says, wait, that's not supposed to happen. We're past this. But emotions don't follow schedules. Healing doesn't punch a time card. Emotion moves in waves. They surface when the body says, now is safe. not when the calendar says you've had enough time. And that's where self-compassion comes in, because without it, every dip feels like defeat. Every pause feels like paralysis. Every quiet moment feels like you're struck, when in reality, you're integrating. Stillness isn't nothingness. Stillness is processing. Think about a wound on your skin. It scabs, then it itches. Then maybe the scab cracks open. It bleeds a little. That doesn't mean anything worse. He needs is still healing. Same goes for emotional wounds. Setbacks still mean nothing is happening. They usually mean a lot is happening, just beneath the surface. Let's talk about invisible healing. This is the kind of progress you don't get credit for. That moment you don't text that person who hurt you, the time you breathe instead of blow up, the morning you get out of bed when you really don't want to. Nobody claps for these moments, but those are the real wins. That's real healing. Here's another trap we fall into: comparison. You see someone else who looks further along. They seem peaceful, glowing, like they've got it all figured out. And you think, why can't I be like that? But what you're not seeing is their spiral. Your panic at 2 a.m., your crying on the kitchen floor, your broken moments that look just like yours. Healing is mostly private, and the internet is mostly curated. So stop comparing your spiral to someone else's highlight reel. You're not behind. You're just on a different curve of the same spiral. Let's reframe the word setback. What if the setback is just the body asking for rest? What if it's your nervous system saying, too much, too fast, let's slow down? What if it's not a failure, but a form of self-correction? We don't shame seeds for not blooming in the winter. We don't yell at trees for being bare. You understand, nature moves in cycles. So do we. You are nature. You heal in cycles, that checklist. Use a tool you can use the next time you feel like you're backsliding. Ask yourself 3 questions. What am I feeling right now, physically and emotionally? What might this feeling be asking for? Can I offer myself permission to be here without fixing it? These questions shift your relationship to the moment. They take you out of judgment and into curiosity. And curiosity is a healing posture. Let's talk about the pause. The pause is the moment of healing when nothing seems to be happening. You're not spiraling, you're not thriving, you're just there. And it feels weird, like floating in space, like your progress stopped. But here's the truth. The pause is where the body catches up. It's where integration happens. Think of it like a computer installing an update. It looks like nothing's happening, but the whole system is being rewritten. The pause is powerful, but only if you don't panic and press cancel. Let's finish. Let it install. Let yourself rest. Let's get brutally honest. Sometimes healing feels worse than the hurt that came before it. Why? Because feeling asks you to feel what you spent years trying not to feel. At grief, you kept busy to avoid it. At anger, you swallowed it out to keep the peace. At fear, you joke your way around it. But when healing really begins, the distractions stop working. You don't want to drink it away, scroll it away, work it away. You just want peace. And peace just doesn't come from it going to wound. It comes from tending to it. And tending to it, it stings. That sting is not the same as harm. That sting is movement. That sting is release. That sting is the truth saying, thank you for finally listening. When you feel that sharp ache that makes you think, I can't believe this still hurts, know that it's working. You're not falling apart. You're falling through the layers, through the numbness, through the lie that you had to hold it all together to be worthy of love. Think out, you never did. You're worthy right here in the middle of the spiral, still learning, still healing, still human. Let's make peace with the process. Stop rushing the spiral and start respecting it. Because every setback you survive is the proof that you're stronger than your shame, wiser than you was, and more whole than you've ever been told. Watch the next video. Your spiral is still turning.